Make money from matched betting, full guide, online money making. Now, I'm not a gambler by any means. But I have made enough money from bookmakers in just 6 months to pay for an £860 flight return to Australia using matched betting. And I've got some company too after walking a good friend through this risk-free technique. The result is this guide, where I'll share the exact steps with you too, including screenshots and a free oddsmatcher tool. What I'm teaching you here is a completely legal, tried and tested method called matched betting. Matched betting basically allows you to turn the tables on the bookmakers to extract their free bet offers. Matched betting is legal, and a spokesperson for William Hill has indicated that the betting industry does not have a problem with this use of free bets. Wikipedia. I've used it myself for several years and have never lost any money doing it. But I have taken my time and been very careful to avoid making mistakes. Do not rush this guide, make sure you understand it 100% before depositing any money. And please ask any questions in the comments if unsure of anything. I'll be taking you through the need-to-knows, then showing you how I made £12.64 in 20 minutes in a full-blown example. Matched betting is a technique that mathematically guarantees a profit from free bet promotions offered by betting companies. Almost all bookmakers advertise these offers to entice new customers to place bets with them. Firstly, you don't need to know all the betting terminology if you follow the steps below. But it's important that you know two types of bet which allow matched betting to work. Betting for a certain outcome to come true. E.g., I bet England will win, is a backing bet. If it comes true, you win the bet and the winnings. If England lose or draw, you lose your stake. You can place a back bet at any bookmaker, such as Paddy Power, William Hill, Ladbrokes, etc., betting against a certain outcome to come true. E.g., I bet England will not win, is a lay bet. If they lose or draw, you win the bet. You can only place a lay bet at a betting exchange such as Betfair. Matched betting works by canceling out the risk on the back bet at the online bookies by betting against yourself at the same odds, known as laying a bet, which you can do at a betting exchange. In other words, you are matching your bet. Following your first or qualifying real money bet, you will then be awarded the free bet by the bookmaker. This is where the profit is made. Quite simply, you repeat the process, bet using the free bet and then lay the bet. Whatever the result, you are guaranteed to make a profit, which I'll be demonstrating below. For each matched bet, you will be left with up to 95% of the free bet amount as profit. This is because betting exchanges usually charge a commission of 5% on winnings. You may also make a very small loss on the qualifying bet due to the minor difference in odds on each website. This is normal, and you will recoup this when you use the free bet. In the steps below, I'll show you how to profit from a £20 free bet using a real-life example. Replicate the same steps across the hundreds of free bet offers each year and you can quickly be looking at £1,000s. Anyone can learn how to do matched betting, and, in theory, there is no risk involved because you are covering yourself by betting for and against the same event. However, the risk comes when mistakes are made, so, once again, you need to double-check everything and follow the steps exactly. On rare occasions, free bets do not always come through right away. So just be patient. Once you've understood the process and been successful by following the steps below, you can then continue matched betting at many other online bookies with free bet offers. See my table at end, which can quite quickly land you a lot of money without risk. Note, this is literally a step-by-step, hold your hand kind of guide. There's lots of fragmented information out there on forums, etc., which often results in costly mistakes for novices. Below I outline exactly the steps I follow, using the practical example of one free bet with Coral. So long as you follow word for word, you can't go wrong. I strongly suggest reading through all the steps first before making any bets. You'll also find using a desktop computer far easier than on mobile. The best offer by far right now is with Coral, who are offering £20 free bets on new sign-ups when you bet just £5. Don't worry, we'll be matching this too. So we'll be using this bookie, in this practical example. Always check the full T&Cs of receiving free bet offers. There may be some restrictions on what you can bet on or an expiry date. 18 plus. UK and IR only. Minimum first bet £5. Must be placed within 14 days of account registration. £20 credited as 4x £5 free bets. Not valid with cash out. Free bet valid for 4 days. T&Cs apply. During registration, you will be prompted to make a deposit. Choose one of the many payment types and deposit just £5 needed to unlock the free bet. Once you've logged into coral.co.uk, change your odds display from fractions to decimal for easy comparison with Betfair. You can do this from the link in the top menu across the site. This is essential. Ideally, you want to find a sporting bet. I recommend football, which has the closest odds on both coral.co.uk, the bet to back, and betfair.com, the lay bet. Lay odds on Betfair are the red boxes, not the blue. If you cannot see any red boxes, you need to go to the exchange by clicking the top left link, go to exchange, or exchange. For this free bet offer, Coral's terms state you must pick odds of 1.5 or greater. It's better to choose a bet with low odds for this step. Between 1.5 and 4.0 if possible. I used the oddsmatcher below, which suggested a football match between Liverpool and Sevilla. So I went to find this game on Coral and Betfair. We want the match result, market on Coral, and match odds on Betfair. I will back Liverpool to win at coral.co.uk with odds of 2.25 and lay that same bet on betfair.com with odds of 2.36. In my example bet, the difference is 0.11, which the oddsmatcher calculated as giving me a small acceptable loss of 37p on this qualifying bet. It fetches live odds from Coral and finds the equivalent lay odds on Betfair for thousands of upcoming football matches. The hardest part is also done for you, which is to calculate the best matches for your qualifying bet based on the closest possible odds and smallest loss. Feel free to switch between them, and the steps and calculations will be updated below the table. Mobile users, the widget may not work properly. Use on a desktop if possible, or tap here to open widget in a new window. In my Liverpool v Sevilla game, Sevilla won 3-1. So my profit of £4.87, the backer's stake, ended up in Betfair, which after commission is £4.63. Meanwhile, I lost the £5 bet with Coral. So whatever the outcome, because you matched the bets, you have close to your initial deposits back between the two websites, minus the small loss we expected. The £20 free bet will usually be received as 4x £5 free bets. So simply place them on the same event as separate bets. This time it's worth picking odds greater than 3.0 to maximize your profit. But just bear in mind that the higher they are, the more you'll need to have in your Betfair account to lay it. See the liability amount in the tool below. I used the next step of the oddsmatcher, embedded below, which suggested a football match between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. The odds are above 3.0 and have only a 0.2 difference between the websites. You'll see below that I am backing a draw on Coral 3.5 odds, and then I'm laying that bet for a draw not to happen at Betfair 3.7 odds. On Betfair I already had £14.63 remaining from the first bet. So I deposited £23 to more than cover my calculated liability, total £37.63. Here are my bet slips on both websites for my free bet. I placed 4 of the same bet on Coral since they split my £20 free bet into 4x £5 bets. Once again, feel free to switch between the matches in the table and the calculations will be updated. Whatever the outcome, you will now be in profit to the amount calculated in the oddsmatcher. Now it's time to cash out. In my example of the Crystal Palace v Man UTD game, the score ended in a draw at 1-1. This means my Coral £20 free bet won, because I backed a draw to happen, with a return of £50. Meanwhile, I lost the £36.99 liability on Betfair. So £50 winnings, £36.99 liability, equals £13.01. This is exactly the amount of profit calculated for me by the oddsmatcher. My total profit from both matched bets, accounting for the 37p loss on my £5 qualifying bet, totals £12 and 64 pence. I spent just under 20 minutes on the whole process, giving me an hourly rate of £37 and 92 pence as I move on to the countless other free bets out there best listed below. Beats stacking shelves. If you enjoyed and profited from this guide, sharing it is the best thanks you could give. And I'm sure they'll appreciate it too. Slightly smiling face. If you are confident enough with the process of matched betting and eager to make much more profit, work through the free bet offers in the table below, ordered by ease. The same key steps above still apply. And I've written a mini guide for each one. All offers are 18 plus. Always check the full T&Cs. The table below is just the tip of the iceberg. Lots more free bet offers come and go, never making it to this page. Every day I scout around for any new ones, and share them only with those on my email list. Expect to make £400, £600 extra every month from these limited time offers. You'll also be invited to my private Facebook group. Don't miss out. Join now. Note, although the greatest care is taken and these free bets are reviewed regularly, it's important that you check the full terms and conditions of each free bet offer after clicking through to the bookmaker's site. Matched betting is completely legal in the UK. It takes advantage of a loophole between betting exchanges and bookmakers. But neither of them lose out because not backing or laying elsewhere has no influence on their result from your matched bet. Some people assume matched betting is illegal because it's almost too good to be true. But it's legit, assuming you're over 18. You can sign up here for information on some nifty software we are about to launch that tracks all your matched betting activity. Bookies also offer existing customers free bets and bonuses, called reload offers. These are designed to keep their customers coming back to them. There are also more sign-up offers that come and go. I check for these daily but don't add them to this page as it'd get even longer. An unmatched, or partially matched bet on Betfair basically means that you've offered the lay bet but there isn't enough money being backed to cover you in full at the odds you chose. It's a pretty rare scenario. However, it's worth checking how much money is available for any odds price by looking below the decimal odds for the pound XXX amount, in the pink boxes. You may need to click View Full Market to see this. The amount of money shown needs to be higher than the backer's stake figure you put in the betting slip. Otherwise it won't be fully matched. Generally speaking, you want the figure to be much higher, ideally over a few £100 just to give you a nice cushion. You also need to be quick in placing the bet, as the amount available can change in the time it takes to confirm the bet, particularly if the event is starting soon. You can either move on to another event, bet recommended, or select the odds to the right at a higher price and update your calculations. You'll get this notice after placing your bet if there isn't any money available at the odds you chose. Firstly, it's important you cancel this bet immediately. Otherwise it could still be partially matched. Then go back to the event page and select different odds which have enough money, ensuring to update your calculations calculator here. In this case, you have no choice but to keep the partially matched bet and will need to match the remainder at the next odds available. Check there's enough money this time. It's important to cancel the unmatched part of the bet in case it matches later without your knowledge. If you don't match the full amount, you won't cancel the risk of the bet with the bookmaker and could lose money. Going for slightly higher odds will have minimal impact on your total profit. The bottom line is to make sure you've bet the full liability amount on Betfair to cancel out the risk with the bet at the bookmaker. Yep, you can click the settings icon, top right, to alter the stake not returned, commission amounts. For more advanced usage, or just to play around with outcomes, use our matched betting calculator. You can also get to it via the drop-down on the tool. I assume most people want to get the maximum free bet amount. So by default we automatically set the stake amounts etc. for each bookmaker. You'll notice some promotions refund your qualifying bet if it loses, risk-free, rather than giving you a free bet after making a qualifying bet. Most refunds are given in the form of a free SNR bet, but occasionally it can be given as cash. Each needs its own strategy which we'll cover below. The calculator is straightforward to use. Type in the stake of the bet. The back, lay odds as usual and the full refund value in the refund amount box. Here the idea is to lay less on the exchange than we normally would as we have something to gain if the bookie bet loses, i.e. a free bet. If it wins, we're done. If it loses, we need to use the free bet to compensate for our losses. Either way we'll make roughly the same profit. Typically we'll be able to extract 70–75% of the free bet value into cash, and so we've pre-adjusted the refund amount to 70% in the calculator to reflect this. No, don't do it. The bookies are extremely strict on this nowadays, and will ban you if they suspect you doing this. They'll check your IP, cookies, name, address and payment details at the very least. For actual terms check their site. Yes. Whilst the free bets listed on this page are strictly for new users, every so often bookies will email you with more free bets, reload offers. Especially if you haven't been on their site for a while or a big sporting event is on the horizon. They can change every so often. Simply adjust the figures by clicking the settings button in the tool, top right. The calculations will be updated for you. Firstly, check the terms on the bookmaker's website. If you believe you've followed them, you'll need to contact their customer services with your account details. Nothing has ever shown up on my credit report. Whilst bookmakers may sometimes carry out a credit check on you, rare. It isn't recorded and has no effect on your overall score. Pick events that are at least half an hour apart because you're going to lay each selection of a bet one at a time, depending on the outcome of the earlier leg. The idea is if any leg on the accumulator bet loses, you stop laying on Betfair. If it wins, you keep going. In cells E4 to E6, enter the description of each leg on the accumulator bet, ideally in chronological order, so you don't confuse yourself. The required lay stake for the first leg, the ACCA, will be shown in cell K4. If it loses, on the bookmaker side, you're done. If it wins, continue to lay off. The second leg is calculated in K5. Keep going until a leg on the bookmaker side loses. And remember to lay as advised between each leg. Forgetting to lay between legs, even just once, could be a very expensive mistake. Disclaimer, please note that neither the author nor this website accept any liability for how you use the advice given on this page. So read it carefully. And if you decide to follow the matched betting steps, then you use it at your own risk. The discussion for this guide has moved to our private matched betting Facebook group. Join this list to request access. I have been sharing the guide with friends and family. I'll keep spreading the word. I feel like I've come a long way in the last month. Had a lot of ups with only a couple of moments to forget. The biggie, lost £100 after betting on, win both halves and laying, FT win-win. Lesson learned. Despite the hiccup, I am £881.76 better off as I write this email. With a few free bets expected for tomorrow. You have a fantastic guide that I'm glad I stumbled upon. Since the £20 free bet comes in 4x £5 free bets. How are you supposed to use all four of them at the same time? It looks like you can only select one of your free bets at a time. Unless you mean 4 completely new bet slips with each of them. After the tutorial, the idea is to go through the sign-up offer table, signing up to one bookmaker at a time and taking advantage of their welcome offer through matched betting. Thanks for the article. I've been having good success with this and started to do multiple matched bets at once. However, I ended up betting on the same games for different websites, e.g. betting on the Arsenal vs Leicester game on 888 Sport and Betway. This is fine for the backing sites. But I'm a bit confused, concerned over what happens on the Betfair exchange when you lay two different outcomes. I laid Leicester and then later laid Arsenal. But what happened was quite strange. After I laid Arsenal, the backer's stake plus the liability for the Arsenal lay was credited to my balance. And the liability for the Leicester lay went down by the same amount as the backer's stake for the Arsenal lay. What is going on here? Any help is much appreciated. Hi Rob. This sounds odd. I would assume what's happening here though is that Betfair is perhaps noticing that you're betting on the same game and simply canceling out your other bet with the new one. Personally, I would avoid using the same match for this if you're doing multiple at once. Hi, I was just wondering for the free bet offer. Just to confirm, it is 4x £5 on whatever team the calculator is saying. Thanks. On the Crystal Palace v Man U draw, the liability is £50 and 69 pence and not £36 and 99 pence. So how have you made a profit if this is the case? Maybe I am seeing this wrong, or can someone clear this up for me? Thanks. Hi Ryan. You can see on the bet slip for that result that it says, liability, £36 and 99 pence. You are confusing the payout for the liability in this instance. The Man U v Palace draw, the liability £50 and 59 pence and the profit is £50, that is a 59 pence loss, or am I seeing it wrong? Can someone please explain? Hi Ryan. If you take a look at the best slip in point 6, you can see that the liability is in fact £36 and 99 pence. The £50 and 59 pence value is actually referring to the payout. The free bet must be wagered in full. Redeemable on win or each way bets and can be used on the following listed bet types: single, double, treble, fourfold and upwards accumulator, forecast, combination forecast, tricast and combination tricast. I don't understand these terms of using free bet on Coral. According to these terms, will I be able to use free bet on draw? I find this article very interesting. I'm eager to try this out. What happens when you matched a bet on Coral to win? On Betfair you matched bet on the same game to lost, but the game ends in a draw. For example, on Coral I predict that Liverpool wins against Sevilla. On Betfair I predict that Sevilla wins. What if the game ends in a draw? The steps on this guide doesn't account for a draw as a possible third outcome in such scenario. Hi Peggy. It's worth reading the guide again. When you bet on Betfair, it's a lay bet. This means you are betting on Liverpool not to win. A draw of course counts as them not winning, so you have all bases covered. Hi. I've just been reading this article, and making notes. I then clicked the arrow on the first oddsmatcher screen. However, it instructs you to place bets on both Coral and Betfair for Aston Villa to win on both these sites. Isn't this contradictory to what I have just read and learned? I thought the Betfair lay bet was for betting the opposite outcome to the back bet. Surely it is a typo. And needs amending. This was for a Villa v Rotherham game scheduled Tuesday 18th September at 19:45. I sign up with a freebet. Let's say I make a profit, and what then? I am done with this bookmaker and proceed to other one and start with a new free bet. Or I can keep winning with the money I have already won in the same booker, I mean spinning that money over and over. Are these free bet offers only for new customers? What do you do once you've tried them all? Stop. Or do you have to make more accounts? I'm a little confused by the new Betfair screen, which only shows a blue button for match odds, so I'm not sure if I just placed a lay or a back bet. Any ideas? Hi Karina. If you lose on Betfair, you won't get this money back. But your winnings from the matched bet on the survey site will cover the loss. Hi, I already have an account with Coral, but I haven't deposited anything yet. Would I still be able to get the free bets? Hi Declan. I believe you should be able to get the free bet, but I would double check with them first. How do I withdraw the sportsbook bonus balance from BetBright? I deposited £10, won £18 and got £20 from the promo offer, which I then used and lost. I've still got the £18 I won from the qualifying bet, but it's under sports bonus and can't seem to withdraw it. Why does the instructions on the £50 net bet free bet suggest that you need to deposit £100? I can't see anywhere in their T&C on the promo that this is required. I've registered with Coral and deposited the £5, using it to bet on a match this Thursday. But did that before I got the part on oddsmatcher that said do it, using this promo link. So will I still be eligible for the £20 free bet? I've already done the whole process now as well on Betfair. But I was using the apps. Hopefully this doesn't affect it. Hi Elliot. If you got the free £20 bet credited to your account, then you should be okay and you can go on to the free bet part of the process. Thanks, Jake. The first bet result isn't until Wednesday, so I'll hang fire and see. Just out of interest, what would be the case if you already have an account with a betting site? Is there no way to utilize matched betting then? Unfortunately, you can't take advantage of the sign up offer in that case. However, there's other ways to make money from these sites through rollover bets and other promotions. We'd suggest signing up to a service such as OddsMonkey for info on this. Hi. How does the calculator work when the free bet offered is different to the amount specified on the calculator? Hi. I find this interesting and useful. I'm willing to give it a go and I have placed my qualifying bet. Now just waiting for the result of the game. Then I will do the free bet bid afterwards. I understand the concept of this and I am just wondering that if I am able to keep using this tool and deposit 20 British pounds on Coral and the amount needed for each matched bet on Betfair every time I place such a bet. Or this only works once. Please advise. Thank you so much. Slightly smiling face. Hi Jake. Thank you for the reply. Would you mind explaining why it only works on free bets? Shouldn't it work on a normal £20 bet too, on Coral? I can't figure out why even after a few days. Thanks. Every time you match a bet you lose a little money due to the difference in odds and the percentage of winnings taken by Betfair. If you use your own money you'll just end up losing a little each time. The free bet allows you to bet without your money on one of the sites, which is why you're able to make a profit. Disclaimer, all content on this website is based on individual experience and journalistic research. It does not constitute financial advice. Save the Student and its authors are not liable for how tips are used, nor for content and services on external websites. Common sense should never be neglected. We sometimes use affiliated links which may result in a payment following a visitor taking action, such as a purchase or registration, on an external website. This helps keep Save the Student free. The user experience shouldn't be any different. And our editorial decision making is not affected by such links. Like most sites, we use cookies to optimize your experience and serve personalized content. By using our website, you agree to our use of cookies. More info. Text source, savethestudent.org.